weekend of La Liga just started. It's like hundreds of bulls going down the streets of Barcelona. I can hear it. I need help with this. Graham, can you hear all that? Or is it just in my head?
No offence taken, with ears like this, I can hear Alabama. So yes, I hear what you hear.
So the most important game of the weekend, of course, the star game is Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu. There is a touch of depression in the Madrid press, mostly. And I think it's not down to the fact of the form of the two teams, but just the fact that actually they are 8 and 9 points away from Barcelona. Do you feel that as well?
There's no question they want this to be centre stage, not just because it's the Madrid derby, but they want to be competitive at the top of the league. In my opinion, as you know, you can split the Madrid press in the middle. Those from Atletico are pleased that Atleti are competitive. They've got a chance to go clear of Zidane's team. They've got a chance to put pressure on Barcelona, a side that they made sweat for a 2-1 win, although Cholo's team only had 9 men in it. And of course, they're in a great position to progress in the Champions League. So I feel that what you're referring to probably applies more to the Madrid press rather than the Atleti press. I don't know if you agree.
Well, perhaps Simeone is insisting in the idea that the league is not Barcelona trying to win the league. Actually, for Atletico Madrid, it's more like trying to be third or fourth in the competition. Confuses matters, but I think Atletico Madrid always aim to win the league and is escaping from them unless they get the 3 points here. And form-wise, you've got Real Madrid with 10 unbeaten matches. You've got Atletico Madrid who's won 6 out of the last 9. So you'd say statistically looks like a very even game, of course, but of two teams that are on form. Does the performances reflect that, though?
I think you've hit the nail on the head. I mean, the first thing you say is that Atleti, under Cholo, come to a stadium where they've only allowed Real Madrid to win 1 of their 6 home derbies since 2013. Cholo has seen off, in one way or another, Mourinho and Ancelotti, then Benitez. So now the test is Zidane. So to come to a refreshed Zidane side at home with 21 goals at the Bernabeu since Zizou took over, when you yourselves haven't scored in 261 minutes. No, the form doesn't reflect that, except for Madrid's home form, and that's why, Guillem, I make Los Blancos favourites, even though their record since 2013 at home to Atleti is terrible.
I'll say, of course, that Atletico Madrid has beaten Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu in the last 2 visits in the league, just to be contrarian. But in any case, what we've got here is two teams that are aiming, of course, for the league. They cannot say any other things. That's what Griezmann has been insisting on, Cristiano Ronaldo as well, and Simeone and Zidane in the press conferences. But looking one by one, first Real Madrid. Have they got what it takes now to win the league? And if they haven't, why is it that they fail at that?
I feel that, I mean, you probably want the micro, not the macro, but the macro is Florentino Perez. Picked the wrong man for this squad. Not a bad coach in Benitez, but the wrong man for this squad. Changed at a time when Madrid were already adrift. Okay, the Catalan papers are saying, well, look, Zidane's Real Madrid are further away from Barcelona than Benitez's was, but that's to do with how Luis Enrique's team is playing. They're short of controlling players in midfield, in my opinion. They are short of replacements for when Ramos or Carvajal or Pepe has been injured, and I think that it's bad planning. Their squad is elegant, their squad on its day can be powerful, but can it sustain that old thing that you and I have always been taught in our journalistic careers, that the marathon of a 38-game league is the biggest test? Might they win the Champions League? Well, maybe. But they're not a properly built squad for that long haul of 38 games when your main competition is the best Barcelona ever.
A lot of analysis comes down to the last game, to the last goal. And of course, Cristiano is now scoring, so a lot of people are saying, oh, he's back to his best. No way he's back to his best, according to my opinion, and of course the stats suggest that he's not as effective as he was, and especially away he's not scoring as often as he did, but at home he's a force to reckon with. So are we talking about Cristiano being one of the decisive factors of this game?
Well, don't you agree with me that that depends on whether Benzema is fit? Benzema missed a couple of training sessions this week, but simply to do the physio which would bring him to be able to train at the end of the week, and as you and I speak, it looks like Benzema will play. And what do you say in your country game that he's the other half of the orange for Cristiano Ronaldo? That means he complements him. When Ronaldo's not doing as much clever movement, when he's not bursting past 3-4 players, what Benzema is doing is pulling defenders away, occupying space, giving him 1-2 passes, but also it's as if the two men are on some sort of ESP between them. Therefore, I think that for Ronaldo to be the defining factor in a game where he hasn't scored in 4 against Atleti, because Simeone knows how to target him, it's absolutely crucial that the Frenchman starts.